Thank you very much for making the time and coming out here. I think it's a good turnout. We thought to do something that is across the sector because there are strategic themes that we think are relevant across the sector.
You, the FSCA, are guardians of the financial sector's moral capital. So even though we are at the top of two different peaks, you lead on market conduct and we lead on financial stability. We need each other to proceed.
The transformation that is needed, that we spoke about in the last hour, is a transformation that will require the sector to be morally relevant, to be transparent, to be accountable to all its stakeholders in a sustainable way.
The benchmark is getting to net zero emissions 2050. But how do you what does it mean for you as a financial regulator? And I think that's where the roadmap helps, because then you can say for the financial sector, what levers do we have there? So the public disclosure under listed companies is one area.
Retirement funds, absolutely. I think, you know, we've spent a lot of time focusing on the sustainability of the funds, and obviously that's critical. But what we see as equally important is ensuring that the kind of information that members, pension fund members receive is clearly understandable and is communicated appropriately. That is a broader role, yes. It is not purely member education, it's actually a broader communication that needs to go out to the industry. But the industry and the regulator, we need to work very closely together. We do need to be very pragmatic, very clear about how we're going to roll this out, and we need to manage expectations on the outside.
I think as a sector we have a really big responsibility on the question of trust, you know, creating that trust amongst our consumers. But as you've been listening here, it goes back to the decisions that we make. We can't submit ourselves totally to just technology leading us.
We are not waiting for Kofi, I think is an important point. And if you've seen, if you've seen our responsiveness through regulating CASPs, just as illustratively, we're moving on to benchmark providers and the likes, the changing way in which we are supervising all of these things, which will be discussed over the course of the next day and a half, those are all already starting to live Kofi. So we have been doing a lot of work in terms of the supporting regulatory and supervisory frameworks, and those we are going to continue to roll out as they are ready.
Our other strategic focus area is how do we continue improving market efficiency and integrity, focusing on supporting the financial stability mandates.
I think it's very important to understand that this is a dialogue. It's the start of a conversation that we hopefully will be having with the industry to bring us together and actually to talk about things that are important to financial customers, and their circumstances are taken into account when they deal with banks, insurers, etc.